On a chilly night in Madrid, the Santiago Bernabéu hosted a game that was less of a football match and more of a high-octane drama, punctuated by moments of brilliance, resilience, and tactical battles. Real Madrid's 5-2 victory over Celta Vigo in extra time was not just a story of dominance but one of survival, tactical acumen, and youthful exuberance coming to the fore in decisive moments. The evening began with anticipation thick in the air. The Bernabéu faithful, draped in white, roared their team into action from the very first whistle. Real Madrid immediately seized control of the ball, showcasing the calm assurance of their midfield trio, Luka Modric, Eduardo Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham. Modric, the evergreen maestro, orchestrated play with his deft touches and piercing passes, while Camavinga and Bellingham alternated between defensive duties and marauding forward runs. It felt as though Madrid was poised to steamroll their opponents, yet Celta Vigo had other plans. Celta Vigo approached the game with a clear tactical plan: frustrate Madrid in possession and exploit the spaces left behind during transitions. Their compact 4-4-2 shape forced Madrid to play through congested central areas, while Jonathan Bamba and Iago Aspas looked to capitalize on the counter. The first 20 minutes saw Madrid come close to breaking the deadlock, with Vinicius Jr. terrorizing Celta's right flank. His dazzling footwork drew gasps from the crowd as he danced past defenders, yet his early efforts failed to trouble Celta goalkeeper Ivan Villar. The breakthrough eventually came in the 32nd minute. Modric, spotting a gap in Celta's defensive line, threaded an inch-perfect ball to Vinicius. With one touch to control and another to slot the ball past Villar, the Brazilian gave Madrid a deserved lead. The stadium erupted, but the lead was short-lived. Just 6 minutes later, Celta Vigo leveled the score with a set-piece routine. Marcos Alonso, ghosting in unmarked at the back post, powered a header into the net, silencing the Bernabéu. It was a warning shot. Celta was not here to make up the numbers. The remainder of the first half played out in frenetic fashion, with both teams trading blows like heavyweight boxers. Villar denied Rodrigo with a stunning reflex save, while Courtois was forced into action at the other end to stop a long-range effort from Renato Tapia. The whistle for halftime left the game delicately poised at 1-1. The second half began with Real Madrid ramping up the intensity. Within minutes of the restart, Camavinga made a surging run down the left wing, combining with Ferland Mendy before cutting the ball back for Rodrigo. The Brazilian striker made no mistake, calmly side-footing the ball into the bottom corner to restore Madrid's lead. The Bernabéu was rocking again, but just as before, Celta Vigo refused to bow. Their response was swift and bold, with Bamba and Aspas continuing to probe Madrid's defense. A clumsy challenge from Antonio Rudiger on Aspas in the 78th minute gave Celta a penalty, which Alonso converted with ice-cold precision. At 2-2, the tension inside the stadium was palpable. Carlo Ancelotti, sensing the need for fresh legs, brought on Federico Valverde and Arda Güler to inject energy into Madrid's midfield. Meanwhile, Celta's manager made defensive adjustments, aiming to preserve the draw and force extra time. As the clock ticked down, Madrid pressed relentlessly, but Villar stood firm, denying a powerful header from Bellingham and a venomous strike from Valverde. The final whistle signaled extra time, and with it, a renewed sense of urgency for the home side. The turning point came in the first half of extra time. Endrick, the teenage prodigy, entered the fray and immediately electrified the game. With his first meaningful touch, he controlled a looping cross from Dani Carvajal, turned his marker, and unleashed a curling shot that nestled into the top corner. The Bernabéu exploded in celebration, and Endrick ran to the corner flag, arms outstretched, soaking in the adulation. Madrid smelled blood, and it didn't take long for the youngster to strike again. A quick 1-2 between Güler and Valverde created space on the right, and Güler's low cross found Endrick at the far post for a simple tap-in. The second half of extra time saw Celta Vigo visibly fatigued, their earlier resilience giving way to Madrid's relentless onslaught. Valverde added a fifth in spectacular fashion, driving forward from midfield and unleashing a thunderbolt from 25 yards out. Villar, who had been Celta's hero for much of the night, could only watch as the ball screamed past him into the top corner. The Uruguayan celebration, a mix of joy and relief, encapsulated the team's collective release of pressure. Despite the scoreline, Celta Vigo never stopped fighting. Aspas came close to reducing the deficit with a curling free kick, but Courtois was equal to the task, tipping the effort over the bar. As the final minutes ticked away, the Bernabéu crowd rose to their feet, acknowledging the efforts of both sides. The whistle blew, and the scoreboard read 5-2, a result that perhaps flattered Madrid but underscored their ability to dig deep when it mattered most. This was a match that had everything: brilliant goals, tactical intrigue, moments of controversy, and the emergence of a new star in Endrick. For Real Madrid, it was a statement victory, one that showcased their depth, resilience, and ability to rise to the occasion. For Celta Vigo, it was a gallant effort, one that highlighted their fighting spirit and tactical nous despite the eventual defeat. As the players left the pitch, the applause from the crowd served as a fitting tribute to a night of footballing theater that will long be remembered.